course. Okay, so I'm Claire Maslin and I'm an independent consultant working around mobile payments, digital wallets. I work for various clients across the globe and I'm actually based out of the Middle East. Okay, so I've worked with MPE now for 3 or 4 years, and over that time we've seen this event actually evolve to the point where obviously this year they've taken over the whole venue. They try and introduce new themes each year. They work really hard on the content curation and just introducing new approaches. So this year the roundtables are new, the diversity and inclusion, that piece has been added. So yeah, they work really hard to develop it. Yeah, of course. So look, women are notoriously bad at networking. So it's a common thing, that's not a personal opinion, but for me personally, big networking events are often quite daunting. So to do a round table, it gives people the opportunity to sit down in a much more intimate setting and discuss these topics. So I was chairing diversity and inclusion, and it's really looking at where the industry has gone. Have we moved the needle far enough? Looking at some of the measures, we're a data-driven industry, so are quotas really relevant for us? Is that the way to get organisations to kind of comply and do some stuff around diversity and inclusion? And yeah, we just really informal conversation around that. So look, ultimately we are this whole industry. We're developing products and services to serve consumers at some point. So our boards, our organisations have to be representative of the societies that we're trying to serve. And I think, it is a combination of legislation and policy to drive organisations in a particular way. But I think there's a massive piece around personal values, being authentic, and giving people a safe space so that when they come to the workplace, it's not women trying to be men, it's not men trying to outdo each other with ego, but it's just about being, I think, more true to ourselves, and that in turn delivers commercial value. Yeah, so we were discussing this morning, we had this fireside chat, and we were discussing one of the points is actually the figures for women entering this sector are going down. So we've had a very active period, probably the last 10 to 15 years, where we've really pushed it, that something is not getting through, the message is not getting through, and I think that starts with education. We have, there was a study released last week which said, I think it is 30% of under 11-year-olds will cite being an influencer as their career goal. So we've gone from people wanting to be nurses and doctors and racing drivers and astronauts to being a social media influencer. So societally, I think that is a big challenge, for, children who want to go down that path. How can we then attract them into payments? I mean, let's face it, payments doesn't sound that exciting, does it? But I think there are activities, there are initiatives that could make a difference to that. And that could be around gaming and coding and making things more attractive in that way. So for me, it's a real simple one, digital wallets. I've been working in and around digital wallets for the last 15, 20 years. Our wallets that we have now are purely a digital representation of a card product that we've already got. So it's just a different form factor. I think we're scratching the surface in terms of the capability. I hope that one day our wallets will be smarter than us. And that obviously is where AI will play into it. It will help with financial inclusion, it will help with financial education, and really give people a better experience when they're purchasing.